You might be wondering how we ended up here in a nice black shirt and a nice black Lambo. Welcome back to another video, ℂ𝕚𝕟 Race Team, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do so, and let's get right into this video. As you guys know, or probably have noticed, a lot of automotive YouTubers don't dress that well. They're more focused on cars than their clothing, and I try to stand out. So ℂ𝕚𝕚 was nice enough to send us this package, and we're just going to get right into it. Here we are in the Lambo, and we got our items unpackaged. Both of them are in extra large because I do like my clothes a little baggy, as you guys know. I think one of the immediate things that I noticed is the fabric is actually really soft, and as you guys know, I love when collars have a higher quality, and you could tell by the thickness of the collar that it is higher quality, and it probably won't stretch as easy as a lot of other t-shirts do. And we got ourselves an extra large long sleeve. I've been trying to get into long sleeves again, especially considering the weather. Obviously not super cold in Cali, but it is cold enough to want to wear something a bit longer sleeved. So we're going to try this on, but before we do, let's jump into the second product. Here we have, not surprisingly, another black shirt. This time pretty much the same exact thing, except it is a short sleeve. As you guys know, I do like my baggy short sleeves. I wear short sleeves all the time. Even have one on right now underneath this sweater. But yeah, pretty much the same exact nice quality that we saw on the other shirt. With the collar and everything, I do like this little stripe design they have going on. That's one of the first things I also noticed. And yeah, let's try them on. As you guys know, the Lamborghini was struggling to turn on the other day, so before we head inside and do a try on with these pretty cool pieces, let's make sure the Lamborghini actually starts. Here goes nothing. Should be fine. Okay, so it did struggle a little bit though. One thing I will point out is the fact that I probably look a lot slimmer and a lot fitter in this shirt than I would normally. So if you don't work out, this shirt is probably perfect for you. And if you do work out, I could only imagine what you would look like in this type of shirt. You could definitely feel the quality when you put it on. The material is actually super soft, and it has this a little stretch to it, which is pretty nice as well. But the collar and everything is like literally perfect. Love the sleeves. They didn't go with your normal sleeves, which can easily stretch out, which is one thing I actually hate about long sleeves, is when the sleeves end up stretching at the end, and then, you know, you pull it up once and then it's messed up after that. Now, this is obviously the short sleeve. Pretty much the same exact comments as I had before. It is really nice. Makes you look a lot fitter than you probably are, especially with me and all the snacks I've eaten. Super nice quality, super soft, and have zero complaints about it. So nothing else to really say except I'm taking the tags off so I could actually put these on officially and wear them more often. So shout out to ℂ𝕚𝕚 for hooking us up with a couple of shirts. Got a call from my sister saying that my mom and her had gone on a trail, which I know about, and I guess they ended up going so far through the trail they ended up in another city rather than where they thought they would end up. So they're asking me to come pick them up, and then I'm just going to drop them off where they parked their car. But unfortunately it's going to be about a 30-minute drive each way, I guess, because the only way to access the trail is to go through the city going the other way. So let's head out. Last night I ended up ordering wheels I spoke with American Muscle directly to talk about fitment because they didn't have any options on 2024 model, so I just asked if it would fit anyways, and they confirmed that it would. And you know, there aren't many options at all. I think there's only one side loopers that I found just in general, so fortunately I have that coming as well. This trail literally has me in the woodworks over here.
2 hours later.
Man, I've been driving for the last, I don't know, maybe 10-15 minutes now. Still have not gotten to the destination. The road, as you guys saw, is one way on each side, so basically a two-way street, and it runs super long. At one point there was actually a place where the road was blocked and there was firefighters there, and one firefighter told me to go, so I kept going, but then I ran into two firefighters that sort of reacted a little weird, like why I was going rather than stopping where I was supposed to stop, even though, you know, the first firefighter had told me to go and rather than stopping where he was at. So it didn't really make that much sense why one fire told me to keep going at the stopping point, whereas the other ones were like, you know, why didn't you stop at the stopping point? So I'm just like, I don't know. So that was a little weird, but they let me go anyways. And yeah, I didn't really talk to them. I was going to put the window down and tell them that the other firefighter literally told me to keep going, but it wasn't really worth my time. We are going to have to use this long ass road back. It's been probably over 40 minutes and the mission has been accomplished. We were successful, and yeah, I dropped them off and we're pretty much headed home at this point. But interesting time. The road was pretty windy, like I mentioned, and it took forever to get to where they were at. And on the way back, I actually realized that there was a crash. So a Nissan 350Z had crashed, and the road was blocked where those firemen were because of the crash. And yeah, so unfortunate situation. Obviously, I didn't record it. The car was pretty messed up.
In 1,000 feet, use the right lane to turn right.
I think the car came around the corner way too fast and lost control, so it ended up crashing on the opposite side of the road. Here's the new day, and let's see if the Ford starts today. Hopefully it does, because we do need to move it back across the street. I think it started yesterday perfectly fine, and there we go. Now on our way to the other side of the street. Mission accomplished.
What do you want? I just want another blunt. And shawty, she calling. I know, baby, what you want. I got in my section. Look at my direction. She a IG thought. All she want is impressions. I got what she want. That's why she in my section. I'm with slimes. Wipe your nose. We a blessed. It's my time. I'm taking what's mine. Why you worry about you? I'm worried about mine. Yeah. So we back at it. I just had a double back, and I keep on backtracking. I just made another stack. All these mixed emotions got me a little confused. Like what you tryna do? What do you want? I just want another blunt. And shawty, she calling. I know, baby, what you want. I got in my section. Look at my direction. She a IG thought. All she want is impressions. I got what she want. That's why she in my section. I'm with slimes. Wipe your nose. We a blessed. It's my time. I'm taking what's mine. Why you worry about you? I'm worried about mine. Yeah, that would've hit me. Yeah, I'm on the block with a shimmy. Sipping on it, I don't do no rim. Yeah, smoking on that, can you hear me? Yeah, we got the muddy, you feel me? I got a belly. We got rice, got plenty. Pee like Diddy. Try make 'em pop like Diddy. She want the lean, I got plenty. Make mama pearl like Penny. I put your bro in a pendant. Niggas talk hot, don't feel it. X just pulled up in Bentley. I leave red like Trippy. Niggas talking bands, got plenty. What do you want? I just want another blunt. And shorty, she called, and I know, baby, what you want. I got in my section, look at my direction. She a IG thought, all she want is impression. I got what she want, that's why she in my section.
Today is another great day in the Mustang ownership because we finally got our wheels. We actually ordered them just a few days ago, so they arrived extremely quickly. And yeah, I'll open them up sometime in this video. And yeah, obviously super lightweight, 17-inch wheels. We're still trying to figure out the front HRE wheels in terms of fitment, but we are going to be running probably 305s or 315s in the rear on these 17-inch wheels, but I haven't figured out the tire size because obviously I need to figure out what we're putting on in the front before I start situating the rear tires.
Wipe your nose, we gon' blast. That's my time. I'm taking what's mine. All you worry about you.
Man, them cookies smell freaking bomb. I wish you guys could smell them. And I can't wait to taste them. I could use a cookie or two right now. Here we are with the cars. And not surprisingly, if I'm outside, that means it's probably work related. And yeah, let's head out with the Mustang. Reach for the door handle, didn't unlock. Then I realized I didn't even bring the key with me.
10 seconds later.
And back here we are with the key. Could probably assume I'm having the time of my life with this car. Haven't driven it all week, so enjoying it while I can. I have a game to watch tomorrow, so I probably will not be heading out, but I might. If I do, I'll probably take this car with me. Probably not the Lambo. I haven't driven the Lambo in a cool minute, but the thing is, like, I just can't, I simply can't take it everywhere, unfortunately. But, you know, I would like to take the Lambo out one of these days when I have a chance, and probably record a POV, since I haven't recorded a POV with the Lambo in a while. But yeah, I'm probably going to eventually hit you guys with a montage while I listen to music and whatnot, vibe out. But we did get the wheels. I haven't unpackaged the wheels yet. I still have a bunch of items that haven't been received yet. I think the main one that comes to mind is my side louvers, which I think might actually come tomorrow. I did get an email saying something is coming tomorrow. I haven't had the chance to look at the email though, so I'm not sure. But I think it might be the side louvers, which we'll probably immediately install. We have the fender hash marks as well, which should be coming, but I don't even know if they shipped yet. Even though I ordered them several days back, I don't think they shipped yet. I did talk to American Muscle about it, but you know, it looks like they said I would get a confirmation on it being shipped out within like 24 to 48 hours, but it's already been past that, so I'm not sure when that will ship out. But you know, I think there are several other items. There's 71 vinyls for the doors that still haven't shipped out.
I might just pull her like a face ray in the back with a about a day. I might just cop a diamond chain out of cheapskates.
All I gotta say about that is I'm glad I'm not the one being chased, or maybe nobody's getting chased. I'm not sure. I did see a Mustang pull up to the intersection, but I think the police are not chasing anybody. At least I don't think so, but I mean, who knows.
So I got on my bed, it's a burlap sack, yeah. Now they in my phone, but they won't get to where I'm at, yeah. Mama always told me that
that was literally way too much fun. Even passed by my house and just kept going, to be honest with you guys. Here we are on a somewhat chilly day, and it's time to record some stuff. I do want to take out the Lambo at some point, but we're gonna have to figure out when that'll happen. And we're obviously going with the Mustang. get into, there's a Steelers game today, so I will be heading back home, which is one of the reasons I actually I'm bringing out the Mustang to shoot content for one, but also so I could get home in time for the game. I just noticed that the car is almost at 250 miles, and I probably have not driven this much in years. I really don't think I've driven this much since college, which was like over 7 years ago, or about 7 years ago. And you know, a lot of these drives are like a couple of miles, maybe 5-10 miles at most. So the fact that I've gotten it to almost 250 miles in a matter of just a few weeks shows that I'm driving the hell out of this car, and driving it a lot more than any other car I've driven in years. For some reason, after getting this car, I've been noticing police a lot more often. I don't know if there's more police because of the holidays and everything, even though the holidays are technically over at this point, or what. But I will say that I'm probably a little more cautious in this car when I go by police than I would be in the Lamborghini. Not sure why that might be. Maybe because, you know, how muscle cars are and how they're seen in the community. So maybe it's just that look of having a muscle car over an exotic. Or, you know, maybe something else. There's not exotics in the city really. I think my Lambo might be one of the only ones. So maybe when I'm in the Lambo, police won't hassle me, because how often do you really see a Lambo? And it's just, you know, maybe it's one of those things that you just don't like. You know, you can't, I mean, I guess you could be a criminal and drive a Lambo, but maybe the likelihood in the police's mind isn't that likely for a city with no Lambos or anything. Or it could be the exhaust of this car being loud, and I'm just like, maybe that'll draw way too much attention with the police. Even though I don't necessarily think the police would give a ticket for a loud exhaust. I'm not even sure if this would be considered a loud exhaust, technically speaking, on the decimal reading. But I'm not sure if they would necessarily give a ticket for that anyways, because I think it's one of those random offenses, sort of like tinted windows, where the police will give it to you if you're like doing something else that's illegal, like speeding, but they're not going to like literally stop cars over like tinted windows or probably a loud exhaust as well. Then with that and all the ruckus we made, we finally made it to our first destination. At our second stop now, which is actually next door to the first stop, and let's head in. Second stop is over. Loki forgot to record because I was giving somebody some advice on cars. So if you're watching this, shout out to you for even seeking advice from me, so I appreciate that. Decided to open her up. So now we're cruising, but we're having a little more fun. This actually would be a good time to be running waves, I'll tell you that much. Like literally no way to explain it like at all. Like I literally don't know how to explain how fun this car is without actually like putting somebody in the passenger to experience it. I'm surprised my mom actually caught up in the Benz, but at the same time I guess I'm not completely surprised. But I was having fun. So it's funny that we're at the same intersection and she's directly behind me now. Can't tell if the dog's barking at me or just barking in general, because when I had passed by, the dog wasn't barking. So I might just be hated by the animal community, but that's sort of hard to believe because animals love me. The funny thing is, out of the Benz in this car, even if I was the one following, rather than the other way around, I'd probably be the one to get arrested, not my mom in the Benz. So that's something I always keep in mind when I'm driving these cars, where I'm just like, you know, even if everybody was doing something illegal, the car that they're going to pull over since they have an option to pull over whoever they want, they're obviously going to target whatever the fast car is, or whatever car looks fast. It doesn't have to be like literally the car going the fastest. It's going to be the first time doing this in a freaking overpass or underpass, whatever the hell you want to call it. The only issue was it took a second to engage drive, so there's this awkward pause where I went from neutral to drive and it wasn't engaging, so the car wasn't accelerating, it was just sitting there. But yeah, that was pretty fun. It sounded actually a lot louder and better than I thought it would, so that's always nice when you're freaking throwing money at a car, that it's better than you think it will be. My ears aren't hurting, to be honest with you. I will say one of the downsides of driving separately is you can't keep track of changes that are made during the drive. So at this point we have a situation where my family ended up going somewhere else. I thought they were coming here because that's what they had said.
Turn right on Llewellyn Boulevard.
Place, unfortunately, and headed towards the right place. Damn, this shit's hella narrow. But if the truck could fit, I'm sure I could have freaking tissue paper. Oh, look at that R8. I'm glad I caught that, unless the camera screwed that up too. I've had that issue happen with spots, including one time I spotted an F40 Ferrari, and like, how many times in your lifetime will you see an F40 camera?
Watch out, vehicle on shoulder ahead.
Camera screwed me over. Maybe I came in a little too hot. Don't want to miss the exit, but we are low-key getting there.
Red light camera reported ahead.
Man, we never cross red light cameras, man. We have about an hour and a half before the game starts. Or actually 2 hours. The game starts at 1:30. So we have 2 hours.
In 900 feet,
and
turn right on Tea Street.
There's a good chance that I might actually stick around, because we might all actually head home before the game starts at this point, considering how
turn right on Tea Street,
and the fact that we don't have that many stops ahead of us. So I might go home with everybody, but if it does start getting closer to like 1 o'clock, I might head home myself.
Turn left.
2 hours later.
I still need to clean the floor mats for the rear because of the whole search and rescue mission we had last week. The seats in the back ended up especially dirty because my sister was sitting back there.
In a quarter of a mile, turn left to I-880 South San Jose.
Those are really muddy, actually. The front one's okay. It does have some dirt on it, but at least I go wash it more easily since it is plastic mats. The one on the rear, or in the rear, they're just the regular fabric mats. Unfortunately, we had no budget.
In 1,000 feet, use the left 2 lanes to turn left.
We had no budget to purchase the rear plastic ones, so we only have the front set. And yeah, making do with it. Obviously, nobody really sits in the back. I wasn't expecting anybody to sit in the back, which is one of the main
turn
reasons.
left to I-880 South San Jose.
I actually did not buy one for the rear. So yeah, but little did I know somebody would be sitting there and with muddy feet. So that's sort of where we're at, unfortunately. I'm over here driving this car. Look, it has the traction of the Lamborghini, but I should probably process the fact that it does not have the traction of the Lamborghini, and it is not all-wheel drive. So I probably should be maybe a little more considerate of that fact. I do have the drag wheels, obviously. I'm not 100% sure when I'm going to buy the tires, whether I should buy them at a tire shop. Not sure if they would have something like that in stock anyways, or whether I should just buy it online and do it that way. So I'm not 100% sure, so I haven't really figured that out, especially if I don't have the front wheel size yet. I'm not sure what the exact balance would be on the rears tire size wise, so maybe it would be more logical to wait until I have the front wheels before I try to get the tires for the rear, so the car actually is balanced. But a part of me wants to just get the tires maybe just so I have it. I do want to put the wheels on. I think the car would look so badass with, you know, those wheels and everything, and I'm waiting for the vinyls and the hash marks and whatnot. I think it's going to look badass, but I think the car will look pretty cool as it progresses, so each stage of it will look cool. Like even right now I feel like it looks pretty cool, but it'll look even cooler with the wheels. So I'm thinking about putting those on, obviously with the hood pins. That'll be another thing, and like every little detail I feel like makes the car progressively look better. And yeah, where we're at, you know, I think it's not modified enough to be complete satisfaction. I think if we had the current car right now with the drag wheels in the rear and the hood pins, I think I'd be pretty happy with it. Definitely looks good, but it's not like ideal in my mind. I think once we have, you know, a few more tidbits on it, it will look really good, and you know, obviously it'll get progressively better by the time we're reaching the end. And yeah, once it gets supercharged and everything, that's probably when I'm going to start taking it to car meets and whatnot. I'm not sure how many car meets are really around this late, because this is being shot in like January, and I'm not sure how often car meets occur during the winter time, but I'll probably understand the scene better when I'm diving into all of that. And we do have the police over here. There's highway patrol. Not sure if highway patrol can stop you in the streets, but I mean, I don't know. They might try anyways. But with that, on to our fourth destination. I'll probably see you guys on the way home. And with that, we are finally home and on to the next adventure, I guess.